What's up, gang? It's your boy Raheem from Raheem Gaming, and today, guys, I'm gonna be giving you my Rise of Kingdom Ultimate Archer Investment Guide. With that being said, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you hit that notification bell to be part of that notification gang if you want more guides and things like that we're going to be getting into later on my channel. So with that being said, let's go with the first thing we're going to be talking about is the best civilization to use in off season and in the KVK for archers, for archer mains. So if you're in off season, the best civilization to use is Germany, hands down. The reason why is, number one, you're going to be making troops all the time. So you're going to have this 5% troop speed buff, which is very nice to have. And then you're going to be also, you know, hitting barbarian fortune, Rise of Kingdoms. You're going to be also doing killing barbarians, things like that. So you're going to need the action point recovery, which is very good as well. Now, when it comes to KVK, the best civilization for archer mains to use is the Ottoman Empire. Now, the reason why is, number one, hands down, archer health by 5%. Off rip. Every single troop type that you're going to use in this game, you want to shoot for health. So this giving you archer health by 5% is amazing. Not only that, but it gives you troop march speed by 5%. And it also gives you commander skill damage, which you're always going to be using on archers. So it's very good to have. Now, what seals the icing on the cake is the special troop unit. This right there, you get it off of the Ottoman Empire. So this is the best thing to use when it comes to KVK. Now, getting into city skins, what you guys want to use for your city skins, as of right now, we got the Easter Party is probably hands down one of the number one things you want to use, because it gives you, again, archer health, and it sacrifices cavalry attack. So attack, like I said in my other videos, is easy to get up. Health is the hardest thing to get up. So you want to make sure you're using something that gives you health and takes away attack. So Moment of Celebration is another one you can use. Why? Because, again, archer health and infantry attack. Here it goes. Why? Because, again, it gives you archer health and it takes away cavalry attack. So those are the three epic city skins that you can use. All right, so when it comes to legendary skins, one of the best skins you can use is the Twilight Falls. It gives you skill damage, which a lot of archer commanders use. Pretty much every archer commander uses. So that right there, hands down, is going to be one of the biggest things you can use. Also gives you commander XP gain by 5% too. Honorable mentions, you can use like the WPSS. This one right here, you can use that. It takes away infantry attack, which is really good, but it takes away 5% cavalry defense. I mean, that's the second thing you'd want to take away. The one thing you do not want it to take away is any of your troop types health. So this is one that you can use as well. If you wanted to, you can use the Amber Fortress. Takes away 5% defense for both infantry and cavalry, which is not that bad. I mean, you can get that back up because it's the next easiest thing to get up after attack, but it does give you 10% archer health. So you could use those are the ones that you could shoot for and use right there. Now, getting into beginning stages of the game, what commander can I use and shoot for expertising if I'm going to be an archer main? Well, good question. So we're going to come in here and we're going to be going into the epic commanders for archers. Now, who the number one pick hands down that I would go with is Herman, is because of his first skill, which not only does a good amount of damage, but it reduces the rage by 100, and the biggest thing is the silence for 2 seconds. So that is the number one reason I would go with Herman. And then the icing on the cake is like the 10% archer attack, the 10% archer march speed, and then not only that, he gets a 10% normal damage buff. Kusunoki is a really good person you compare him with. The reason why you compare him with him is because he gives you a pretty much a cleanse. So anything such as control, slows, poisons, any type of normal debuff, things like that, he will dispel it and cleanse it off of your guys' march. Now, the reason why you would want to pair him with Sun Tzu is because Sun Tzu's pretty much, you could pair him with anybody. Excellent, beautiful AoE damage and a fan shape, hits up to 5 different targets, and is a rage generator. So why not? The other thing is that he gives you a damage reduction by 10%. Very nice to have. And then also, you know, this commander troop deals 20% more skill damage. So best thing to have, Sun Tzu right after Kusunoki. Alright guys, so Emotap would probably be the last epic commander I would recommend you guys using. Reason why is because he has the debuff and he's a very good support for Herman. So as you guys can see here, damage taken increase by 20% up to 5 enemies. Not only that, but he gives you some archer attack bonus, archer defense, and then he does give you some skill damage reduction. Well, before you get into KVK1, you should pick up Richard. Richard is the first commander you would want to pick up. You would want to get his first skill to 5 and then 1 1 1, and then you're going to be using him only for PvE, basically Sunset Canyon, basically using them as a tank for doing barbarians, things like that. Lost Kingdom, the event for Lost Kingdom that you're going to be using them for, which is similar to Sunset Canyon, that type of things. Just stick to using him for events as a tank for PvE. That's it. That's pretty much what you want to use Richard the First for. Other than that, the first legendary commander that you might want to invest in, and the reason why I say might is because he's not really as big in the end game of using. There's going to be so many other legendary archer commanders that you can use. But if you do want to invest into him, then you might want to go with Yi Seong-Gye. Now, Yi Seong-Gye is a pretty good legendary commander, and the reason why I say that is because he has really nice AoE. He hits up to 5 nearby targets, and every additional target reduces the damage by 15%, but the damage factor is 1700. As you guys can see here, he gains 100 extra rage. He also gains 100% bonus to archer unit attacks, unit attack for 3 seconds, and the cooldown is 5 seconds. So the last thing is that this commander troop deals 50% more skill damage. So Yi Seong-Gye has very, very good AoE damage on him, which would be the reason why you would want to use him. It's gonna take you about 690 legendary sculptures, but if you're gonna invest in him, you're going to want to expertise him out. Now, if you want to save your stuff, your legendary sculptures, you could just skip him and then look towards Season of Conquest, or KVK3, I should say, if you want better legendary commanders. Alright guys, so for all my people who are either low spenders or free to play players, you know what, Raheem? I am gonna skip YSG. Then there's 2 legendary commanders you can use as alternative, not using YSG. One of them is El Cid, comes right out of the gold chest. Thutmose is a very, very strong legendary commander who comes right out of the gold chest. You would never, ever, ever, ever want to use any of your legendary sculptures, your universal legendary sculptures, on either one of the two, because these are people you can just get out of the gold chest. So if you got really good RNG, or if you're just lucky and you start getting their sculptures, then you can go ahead and use them, get them out of the gold chest, pop them keys, use them keys to get these two out of the gold chest. They're very good to use as alternatives over YSG. Now when it comes to KVK2, you have Tamaris and Edward, who both come into KVK2. For free-to-play players and low spenders, pretty much anybody, these two are not worth it, so just skip over them. So when you get into KVK3 and Season of Conquest, the legendary commander you would want to invest in first is Zhuge Liang. The reason why you would want to invest into Zhuge Liang is because he is the best archer commander, hands down, the best legendary archer commander, hands down. Reason why is because, number one, he has a huge AoE, kind of similar to YSG, which is 2000 direct damage factor and hits up to 5 enemies, also giving you a damage reduction of 15%. Now his passive skills are basically giving you archer health bonus by 30%, which is insane. He also gives you archer damage bonus and a direct damage factor on top of that again. Then you have skill damage by 20%, and then you get another archer attack bonus by 50%, which is the reason why I tell you guys to always go for stacking archer health, because it's too easy to get attack into this game. Now this last passive skill gives you a damage bonus of 10% and then a direct damage factor of 1500. So as you can see here, you can see why he's so good to have as the primary commander. And the budget investment that you're going to put into him is 5511. Now the next commander you would want to get to pair with Zhuge Liang would be Hermann Prime. So the reason why you would want to get Hermann Prime is because he's so good, especially with the debuff that he has. So as you guys can see here, he does a direct damage up to 3 enemy troops in a fan. Damage factor goes up to 2000, as you guys can see down here. And then additional target, the damage does reduce by 15%, but it's too good, guys. So you don't even have to really worry about that like that. But troops hit by this damage is inflicted with 2 stacks of poison. For each stack of poison it has, a troop takes 3% more skill damage. That's what I'm saying. His debuff is very, very good. But not only that, he gives you archer attack bonus by 20%, archer defense bonus by 20%. So he makes your archer troops even tankier with the health buff that you're going to get from Zhuge Liang. And then you're going to have the archer march speed by 15% that Zhuge Liang does not give you. Now the next thing you're going to have is AoE skill damage bonus by 20%, defense reduction by 20%, and archer damage bonus versus infantry by 5%. And then you're going to have the damage reduction versus the poison troop per stack goes up to 1%. What you want to do budget wise is 5551. And then later on you're going to expertise him out, because this right here, whenever this commander troop inflicts 25 stacks of poison on each troops, it triggers the Forest of Fallen Eagle skills at level 5. You would want to first max out Zhuge Liang and then come back and max out Hermann Prime. Now after you have those two, you would want to work onto your next second march, which would be Skippy or CPO Prime, and then you would want to pair him with your boy Luce. So that's who you would want to run with when it comes to being an archer main. You don't want to run your first march with the archer march and then run another archer march, because you're going to be, at this point you should be having legendary gear or be working on legendary gear. And once you have that first legendary gear set, you're pretty much not going to have enough to make a second archer legendary gear set. So you would want to have a infantry legendary gear set to basically have for your second march. What you would want to do is look to see if you're able to make a second archer archer gear set at this time. If you can, then for your third march, I would run another archer duo. But if not, which you probably won't have enough to make an archer, second archer, legendary archer gear set, then you would want to run your cavalry march, which would consist of Nevsky, Alexander Nevsky, or Nevsky, and Joan of Arc Prime. So those are the two you would want to run. You would want to run Nevsky as your primary, and then you would want to run Joan as your secondary. So as you guys can see here, Nevsky, very good person to have, gives you defense, so you're gonna be tanky out there, but he does hella damage too. So having that damage and that tankiness is gonna be really nice while you're out there. What you would want to do for Nevsky is get him to 5551, and then you would want to get Joan of Arc 5115 resets to try to get her there. But if you're a free to play player, you pretty much have maybe one. So just get her 5 and then try to get this as best as possible to 5. If not, just get into a really good spot and just run her at 511 and then whatever here. That's what you would want to run as your third march. Now as your final march, your fourth march here, Boudica Prime, which is the person you're going to want to run. And with Boudica Prime, you're going to want to invest into her 5551. Now here, as you guys can see here, the direct damage type is 2300, so she has a really good damage on her, and then the skill damage taken increase is 35%. So her debuff is incredible on her. So this is what you would want to have as your second march here. Now the next one, as you guys can see here, she gives you archer attack bonus, and then she gives you archer march speed bonus, and she gives you archer defense bonus. And then this right here, she will give you a skill damage reduction, which is very nice. She gives you normal damage bonus and some more normal damage bonus. But that's what you would want to do there, is get her to 5551. It's not worth expertising her out. The only person I would recommend running with her is Neb, is the person you would want to run with her. So you're pretty much going to run Neb at 5515. It's kind of not, you don't need to max him out like that, because you're gonna have ZL and Herman Prime, and then you'll have Boudica and Neb. Now let's say you get to the end game here and you did decide to go with YSG, and you expertise them out, and you're like, okay, so what do I do about YSG? So what you could do with YSG is, if you don't want to pick up Herman Prime and you want to just pick up ZL, you can run ZL and run him at 5511, and then slide and then you would want to slide Herman, you would want to slide YSG right behind him. But the only bad, you'll have insane AoE, don't get me wrong, you'll have some incredible damage, some incredible AoE damage. It's beautiful, but the only bad thing about this is that the march on this well, the speed on this march is going to be terrible. Like once you're out of position or they catch you in a bad place, you're done. So I would recommend, if you're gonna have if you're gonna go YSG, then I would probably recommend picking up Herman Prime and then running Herman Prime with YSG, because of the march speed that Herman Prime does provide. But let's say you do get YSG, let's say you do have YSG and you do pick up ZL and Herman Prime, then you can run Boudica and slide And you can slide YSG right behind Boudica, and you'll have some really good AoE there. And then, as you guys can see here, she already gives you March speed, so you do have March speed on her, and then you do have her with some really good damage as well. So there is alternatives you can do here, but best thing to go with that I would tell everybody to shoot for is ZL, Herman Prime, then get Boudica and Neb, or run Boudica and YSG. Alright guys, so when it comes to making your gear for your archer marches, what you want to start off with is basically with your green gear. You should have 2 pieces of green gear, 3 blue gear, and 1 purple gear, which you would rock as your beginner set. If you can't make the purple piece of gear that I'm going to tell you about, then what you would want to run is, at the beginning, these boots right here. At the very beginning, you're gonna be rocking with these boots. They give you archer defense by 2%, so you'll rock those boots until you can make the purple pair of boots I'm gonna tell you about. So the first thing you're gonna rock here, you're gonna go with the helmet of the Phoenix. Gives you the archer defense by 4%. Then you're gonna jump into the gloves here. The gloves you're gonna run is these gloves right here. Definitely, because it gives you 2.5% archer health, and that's what you're gonna shoot for. Now the next thing you're gonna be running is the blue chest piece, which is gonna be this chest piece right here, because you're gonna get 6% more archer health. Now as you can see, you get 2.5%. Now you're getting an extra 6%, so now you're gonna have 8.5% archer health. So you're just gonna be stacking that health so far right now. Then you're gonna slide in and you're gonna get these pants right here, as you can see this, which gives you 6% archer defense. So you're gonna get these pants. After you make these pants, you're gonna get this weapon right here, because it gives you 8% more archer defense. Now, once you're able to make these boots, and you're gonna be making the boots that give you 5.5 archer health. So that's exactly what you want to jump to, and why I said out the gate you want to have the purple boots, because these are the best boots that you're gonna be rocking until you can make the legendary boots. Now, once you get these boots, then you're gonna jump into the next thing, which will be the chest piece. The chest piece you want to be making, and the set that you're gonna be running, is the revival set. So basically, this is gonna give you the archer attack 7.5. Then you're gonna jump into getting the helmet here, which gives you archer defense 7.5%. Then you're gonna be jumping into getting the gloves here, which gives you more archer attack 4.5%. Then you're gonna be jumping into the pants here, which the pants you want to be getting is these ones right here, which gives you another 7.5 archer defense. And then the last thing you want to get here is the weapon, which you're going to be rocking this weapon right here, which gives you 13% archer defense, the golden age. When you get that legendary gear set, what you want to first jump into is this right here. You want to jump directly to the chest piece and make this chest piece right here. Reason why: Dragon's Breath plate, as you can see, gives your boy archer health 11%. So if you're not rocking this, you're doing something wrong. This is the exact thing you want to make, is that. So then after that, you can jump into like getting the gloves. These ones right here gives you Dragon Breath gloves, which gives you the archer attack by 7.5. After you get those, then you can jump into the helmet. The helmet gives you this helmet right here gives you archer attack 11%. Then you can jump into the pants, which is these pants right here. gives you another archer attack by 11%. The Dragon Breath boots is the boost you want to get, gives you the archer defense by 7.5%. The last thing for the weapon you're going to be rocking is this weapon right here, the Dragon's Breath bow. So you're going to get the 6-piece dragon set. This also gives you archer defense by 20%. So this is pretty much what you want to rock, which gives you the 6-piece bonus of archer health. That's what you're shooting for. If you're going to get into like, hey, you want to maximize for the second set, you know what I'm saying? What you could run for the weapon, the Hydra's Blast, which gives you the archer defense by 25%. Then you can get the Milky Way. The Milky Way, it gives you the archer health 12%. Ancestral Mask of Night is the helmet that you would want to pick up. Gives you archer attack by 15%. The gloves you would want to pick up is these gloves right here. Gives you archer attack by 8%. This right here gives you another archer attack by 12%. You can get these boots right here. Gives you about 8% to archer attack. The second archer set outperforms the first archer set. So if you want to just jump into this set at first, then you can. But I would say make that default Dragon Breath set first, and then you can run this, make this as your secondary set. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you hit that notification bell to be part of that notification gang. And if any of this information helped you out, then please make sure to definitely subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be having more guides coming out, especially with the equipment guide I'm going to be making for you guys. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. I am out. Peace.